Ever get lost in a massive underground structure where monsters turned into furniture? No? Well, okay. What about dozing off only to realize you're stuck in a lucid nightmare where a creepy grandma in a wheelchair is chasing you for a hug? Hopefully not. But luckily, these indie games let you experience all of that without the actual trauma. Let's get into it. Creaks is developed and published by Amanita Design, a studio that's pretty well known for their unique art style and creative ideas. If you've played any of their other games like Machinarium or Samorost, you'll know exactly what I mean. They've got this amazing track record, and their games usually rack up great reviews on Steam. Creaks is no exception, sitting at around 95% positive, which is honestly pretty insane. Visually, the game is just beautiful. It looks like someone hand-painted their weirdest, most surreal dream. Every room you walk into is layered with detail and it's stunning to look at. And then there's the sound. Amanita did an excellent job here too. The soundtrack, composed by the Hidden Orchestra, blends perfectly with the game's style. The music, the sound effects, the little audio cues, they all add to that sense of mystery that Creaks has going on for it. And speaking of the world, that's really the main star of Creaks. The protagonist wakes up to find this massive underground building hidden beneath his house, and it just keeps on going and going. There's also this huge shadowy creature lurking around, leaving destruction in its path. Along the way, you meet these bird people who become your allies as you try to piece together what's actually happening. It sounds odd, and it is, but trust me, it's a lot of fun. The story is told completely through visuals. No dialogue, no text, nothing explained directly to you. It's all environmental storytelling, music and visual cues. The core mechanic is super interesting. The world is crawling with these bizarre creatures, but when you expose them to light, they transform into pieces of furniture. What starts out as a threat can suddenly become a dresser or a lamp that you can use to solve puzzles with. Creaks also does a fantastic job with its enemy design. Each enemy has a different behavior towards the player character, and each enemy turns into a different piece of furniture when it is exposed to light. You've got the dog, who charges at you as soon as it sees you, the goat, who avoids you and just runs away until it finds a patch of grass to graze on. The jellyfish floats along a set path and stings you if you get too close. And then there's the creepiest one, the stalker, who mimics your every move. Each enemy adds a new layer to the puzzles, and the way the game introduces them is just brilliant. It's a perfect example of show, don't tell. As for the puzzles themselves, they're really well balanced. They start off simple enough, but as you progress, they definitely get more challenging. A few of them made me stop and think for quite a while, and to be completely honest with you, there was one puzzle near the end of the game that had me so stuck, I ended up looking up part of the solution. I'm not exactly proud of that, but hey, it happens. What I mean to say is, you've got to be prepared for some real head scratchers. You've also got these collectible painting frames hidden around the world that play more like minigames rather than just puzzles. They're also a nice break from the main gameplay loop and add some extra variety. The whole game takes about 5 to 6 hours to finish, which I think is the perfect length. It doesn't drag things out, but it also gives you enough time to soak in the atmosphere and enjoy the ride. So yeah, Creaks might not be the flashiest game out there, but it's definitely one of those experiences that sticks with you. It's gorgeous, it's clever, and it has this mysterious atmosphere that completely pulls you in. The puzzle and enemy designs are excellent. I honestly can't think of many other games that turn enemies from dangerous threats into essential tools for solving puzzles. If you're into puzzle platformers, or if you just want to play something that feels truly unique, Creaks is absolutely worth checking out. Now grab onto your pillow and maybe keep the lights on, because we are going to be diving into a spooky little game called DARQ, with a Q instead of a K. DARQ was developed and published by a small studio called Unfold Games. For such a small indie project, it's done incredibly well. It's sitting at a 94% rating on Steam currently, which is just shy of the coveted overwhelmingly positive rating. On top of that, it even has 2 free DLCs, which is always nice. So what's it about? You play as a boy named Lloyd, who finds himself trapped inside these lucid nightmares, and the game really leans into that dreamlike element. Everything feels unsettling and creepy, like a bad dream you just can't wake up from. The gameplay is built around bending the laws of physics. You'll find yourself walking up on walls and ceilings, flipping perspectives to figure out puzzles. It's a really clever mechanic and gives every level this unsettling, off-balance feeling, which works perfectly for the horror atmosphere. Visually, the game has this distinctive black and white style that looks like something out of a Tim Burton film. It's not colorful or vibrant like Creaks. Instead, it's more minimalistic, gloomy, and creepy. There's hardly any dialogue, so the game relies on atmosphere, sound design, and bizarre imagery to pull you into Lloyd's nightmare. I really like how each level introduces a new idea or a new mechanic. The game keeps things fresh by consistently playing around with different twists. And for those who love exploring, there are hidden secrets scattered around the world. If you're the type who checks every corner, you'll definitely find some interesting extras. There are also a few enemies you will have to deal with, but you don't get to fight them. Instead, you need to use stealth to sneak past them. This adds a layer of tension without turning the game into a combat-heavy horror title. And speaking of horror, Dark isn't about gore or cheap jump scares. It's much more about slow building tension and creepy atmosphere. It's the kind of game that gets under your skin in a quiet way. That being said, there's this creepy grandma lurking around that gave me a few good scares. You can finish Dark in about 3 hours total, and that's including the free DLCs. It's a short game that doesn't overstay its welcome, and it leaves you with this lingering, eerie feeling once it's over. So yeah, Dark might not be the longest game, but it's a memorable one, and it nails the horror puzzle experience. The unique mechanics, the atmosphere, the visuals, they all come together to make something that feels distinct. If you're into psychological horror and want something you can finish in a single sitting, then Dark is the game for you. And that's Creaks and DARQ, 2 games that blend reality in strange yet fascinating ways. Have you played them? Drop your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you don't, your dresser might turn into a dog and bite you. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.